sound like? It doesn't scream, it whispers. It whispers in the silence after disobedience. It echoes in the corners of your soul when you scroll past your own calling. It doesn't wear chains, but it feels heavier than prison. There is no pain like the pain of knowing you were meant for more and did nothing. Not because you lacked time, not because you lacked power, but because you never decided. Potential unreleased is torment. It haunts the man who said, "I'll do it tomorrow." It follows the woman who said, "I'm not ready yet." And it buries its thorns into every soul that confuses safety with obedience. God never designed you to survive. He designed you to reveal heaven on earth, to manifest the invisible, to turn His thoughts into action. But when you delay, when you hesitate, when you run, you wound yourself. Look at Jonah, a prophet, anointed, sent, called, yet he fled. Not from Nineveh, but from his own potential. And what did God do? He sent a storm, and then a whale, not to punish, but to preserve, because the cost of unfulfilled purpose is greater than any temporary discomfort. The pain of unrealized potential is worse than the pain of comfort. It ages you. It eats at your confidence. It makes you afraid of mirrors. It makes success look like deception and failure feel like hope. We were born to be poured out, not preserved. Catherine Kuhlman once said, "I believe I'm not God's first choice. Maybe His third, maybe His fourth, but I answered the call." Now hear me. Will you answer it? Or will you watch another generation surpass your moment because you buried what they needed? Potential untouched becomes a poison. It breeds self-loathing. It mutates into jealousy. It turns you into a critic of others who dared to move while you stood still. The longer you wait, the louder your excuses become. The more you silence your gifts, the harder it is to hear the voice of destiny. The devil doesn't need to destroy your life. He only needs to distract you long enough to die with your purpose inside. God's greatest grief is not your sin, it's your wasted design. Imagine the angels watching over your life, seeing the blueprints, knowing the scrolls written before time began, and watching you sit, scroll, doubt, shrink. Imagine standing before God and hearing Him say, "Let me show you what could have been, if only you believed me." There is no hell hotter than the fire of regret. So now I speak this into your spirit. I renounce spiritual procrastination. I release every excuse that had kept me frozen. I declare war on the lie that I am not enough. Every gift God placed in me will be unleashed. Every capacity He buried in me will be trained. I will not delay. I will not waste. I will not die full. You were never meant to spectate life. You were meant to shake nations, to leave footprints in eternity, to burn so brightly with purpose that mediocrity flees from your presence. While Myles Munroe said the cemetery is the wealthiest place on earth, he wasn't being poetic. He was weeping. He saw a generation dying before they were dead. And I ask you today, are you one of them? Are you alive in body but dead in action? Are you breathing but buried beneath fear? Wake up. Let the pain of your current potential become the fuel to bet your calling. Let the ache of unused capacity become the hunger to train your spirit. Let the discomfort of silence push you into bold obedience. The reason you feel frustration is because you are sitting on untapped power. The reason nothing satisfies is because your destiny is starving for expression. Let me speak clearly. You cannot numb the calling. You cannot silence what God has placed in your bones. You can only delay your reward or release it now. You say, what if I fail? But the greater tragedy is succeeding at the wrong thing. You say, what if they don't support me? God did not call you to be applauded. He called you to be obedient. You say, what if I lose something? And I say, what are you already losing by doing nothing? Jesus told the parable of the talents. One man multiplied 5, one multiplied 2. But the one who buried his, he called him wicked, not because he sinned, but because he refused to activate what he was given. The unproductive servant wasn't lazy, he was afraid. But fear is not an excuse in the kingdom. Fear is a signal that you need to move. Say this aloud. I am not a container. I am a river. I am not a vault. I am a vessel. I will not hoard what heaven gave. I will invest. I will risk. I will obey. And I will leave this world with nothing left in me. When T.L. Osborne preached to millions in foreign lands, he didn't go because he felt ready. He went because potential screams louder than comfort. He saw the eyes of the hungry and said, if I don't go, who will? That's the cry of the awakening. And I ask you now, what are you waiting for? Perfection? You will never feel it. Validation? You were already validated when God called your name. Money? Provision follows purpose, not the other way around. So move, speak, write, build, create, mentor, pray, start. Let every bone in your body testify, I was here, and I emptied myself for the kingdom. No more mourning potential that was never released. No more weeping over time lost. Today you rise. Let this final prayer pierce the veil. Father, ignite what you placed in me. Burn away every excuse. Destroy every lie that kept me small. Raise me up as a weapon in your hand. Let my potential be unleashed, not someday, but now. I give you permission to break me, mold me, and use me. And I vow before heaven and earth, I will not die full. I will live empty. I will die poured out. I will become what you imagined.